Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's having a good day. Um, Today we're getting a little bit of a late start on things, so it's actually a little later in the day, and we're going to do something that I love to do, which is have dessert first today. So what we're gonna do is actually get to some of our fall baking, and we're gonna make a pumpkin recipe today for like a chocolate chip pumpkin loaf cake. So this is an all new recipe for me. I've never actually made like a pumpkin loaf cake, but I love pumpkin. And oh, there goes my preheated oven. So we're ready to roll with that. This recipe that I found online is from All Recipes, and they have a lot of really good recipes, solid recipes that I use frequently. So I'll make some more things from them eventually for our channel here to share with you. But like I said, I think this is going to be a pretty solid recipe because, like I said, I've had a good track record with other recipes from them in the past. So we'll get started here in just a minute. And a few of the ingredients I would probably recommend certain brands of things from the grocery store over others. For example, like the canned pumpkin, I prefer the Libby's brand to like a generic brand. A lot of people would probably agree with that. Uh, Chocolate chips and some cinnamon, similar stories. So I'll get into that as we get going. But I want to get this in the oven quickly. So we'll get started. And once again, Tony, thanks for your donation for today's special treat. So happy fall, y'all. We'll get going here. All right, thanks. Okay, so let's take a look at our ingredients today. We're going to start with 1 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour. We've also got 1 cup of white sugar. We've got 1 cup of chocolate chips, and I usually just use the Nestle brand, but you know, there's plenty out there at the grocery stores. We're actually going to use milk chocolate chips today. Usually I prefer to use the dark chocolate, but this is what we've got. We're using that. We've also got 1 cup of the pumpkin puree. You can find this pretty easily this time of year at the grocery stores. A lot of people are making pumpkin cookies and things like this. So this Libby's brand is excellent. So I would recommend that if you can find it. But if not, that's fine. Just, you know, get what you can. Okay, so we've also got 2 eggs here. And this, I just want to point out with some of these things here. Cinnamon. My mom has made this something of a point that I'll remember. Basically, there's non-irradiated cinnamon, which is different from regular cinnamon. So this cinnamon that I have here today, I'm not sure if you pronounce it like Ceylon cinnamon, but it's an organic cinnamon. It's more expensive than the regular cinnamon. It might cost you around $8 or $9 for a container this size, but it's a healthier form of cinnamon. And you know, I think she knows these things because she eats a lot of cinnamon, I guess. But there's a harmful compound that's not in this organic type, and it's grown without pesticides. So this would be a preferred type of cinnamon. But again, if you can't find that, or you need to, you know, cut your cost, don't worry about that. But I just wanted to make that point. So again, we have 1 tablespoon of the cinnamon. We have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and we have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we have 1 pinch of ground nutmeg. And then we have like 1 stick of melted butter. Salted or unsalted, you'll be okay either way. Okay, and these are just some of the things you'll need, your measuring spoons and cups, if you didn't have everything all pre-measured out like I did today. This is how I measured a pinch. This is like a special little measuring spoon. So if you go and really, you know, try and look like on Amazon or something, you can find, you know, things for like a pinch, how to measure a pinch and how to measure a dash and that kind of thing. And also I have a toothpick here because we're going to use that to test our loaf to make sure, you know, it comes out clean from you know, after we bake our loaf here. So that's always a helpful tool for bakers. You got to have your toothpicks handy. And I'm going to use 2 different bowls to mix, you know, one bowl for wet ingredients, one for dry, and a whisk. And I think I also might need like maybe a spoon and a spatula, so I can go grab those real quick. Okay, so I grabbed a spatula real quick. We're not making cookies today, but soon enough we will. I'm going to use this one anyway to fold in some of our ingredients once we get to that point. A spoon will be helpful just to get some of those things out of the bowls, like the pumpkin when it, you know, can kind of stick. We also just need a little bit of extra butter. You don't need a whole stick, just like a tiny piece to grease your pan with. You know, so it doesn't stick. It'll be easy to get out of there after we bake, and a little bit of flour to coat that. So I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Okay, so I'm sure there are a lot of different ways to do this, but what I did was I got a little piece of that butter, and I'm holding it with a paper towel, and I basically just like rubbed it all inside the loaf pan and all over the sides until it's good and greased up. Okay, and then what we're going to do is put the flour in there. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit of that flour with the spoon and kind of sprinkling it in there. And I'm going to shake it and move it around, make sure the sides get coated too. Okay, we're going to start mixing now. So here goes our flour. Boom, it hits the bottom of the bowl and the dust bowl goes up. I'm gonna have to start wearing an apron soon, I have a feeling. Actually, let me just set that there. All right, the flour, here goes the sugar. Here goes our special cinnamon. Always a good learning experience. All right, we've got our baking soda. We've got our baking powder. We've got our salt. And we've got our nutmeg. Boy, once that cinnamon hit the bowl, I can really get a good whiff of it. You know, it smells great. And one of the things that I read online was that you can, you know, substitute out the chocolate chips in this recipe for like a healthier version if you wanted to use cranberries. But, you know, come on, if you know me, you know I'm going straight for the chocolate, you know? So I promise you I would still enjoy it just fine with cranberries. And actually, one of the recipes we're going to make real soon involves cranberries. And they're so sweet and sugary on their own. That's why they're a great alternative if you didn't want to use chocolate. But anyway, let me show you. This is our bowl of dry ingredients, okay? So we've got that, and we're gonna switch right over now, like change stages here, and we're gonna mix our wet ingredients. Okay, so we're gonna mix these 2 eggs up real quick, and just put all of our wet ingredients in together. So here go my 2 eggs. I've got the cup of the pumpkin puree. And this recipe is supposed to make 10 servings, but you know, when something's real good, like you have a pumpkin pie or a pumpkin loaf like this, there's no way it's going to last for 10 servings. There's no way. Not with me around anyway. It's just so good. Here goes the butter. The butter was starting to thicken up a little bit because I heated it in the microwave, but it's been out on the countertop now for a little bit, so it's starting to get a little more solid. But it'll be fine. I'm going to mix this up real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I whisked that together for about 30 seconds or 45 seconds. Now we're going to add our chocolate chips. Okay. Ooh, that's the best part. Yep. We're going to give this a good mix. And then we're going to put it all together into our dry ingredients. Okay, so we've got our wet ingredients here. I'm going to put this into our bowl of dry ingredients, and then I'm going to use the spatula to fold the ingredients together. So it should just take a few minutes until everything looks like it's pretty well combined. So when you're folding something in, you don't want to mix it like you would with the spatula. You're just going to kind of go under and over, under and over, under and over. And you know, like I've said, I'm no expert, but I think the point of that is maybe to prevent too much air from getting into the mixture. You just want to combine the ingredients without, you know, giving it a whole lot of lift, basically. So anyway, I'm going to do this for another minute or two, and I'll come back when this is all set. Okay, we're getting close. We're getting close. Okay, so that was a pretty good arm workout. Emma, I'll just give you a heads up on that one. I know you're strong, but just giving you a heads up. This smells amazing, though, let me tell you. This smells like everything pumpkin you've ever wanted. So this is what it looks like, and I don't see any more bright spots of like the extra white flour in there, so I think everything's pretty well incorporated. We're going to go ahead and move it into our greased and floured baking pan here, baking dish or whatever, and we'll get that in the oven. Okay, here we go. We're going into the oven for 1 hour at 350 degrees. All right. Can't wait. Okay, I've got my toothpick ready. I am going to test this right about in the center. And comes out clean. I don't see any of the wet mixture on there. So we should be good to go here. So that was just about an hour in the oven, and we got to just let it cool off. Oh, it smells so good in here. Okay, so I took a big slice right off the end of that, and it's still kind of warm. I couldn't wait anymore. I wanted to try it, so I'm gonna dig in. It's a little bit drier than, say, like the banana muffins that I make. Those are really nice and moist. This is a little bit drier than that, but the flavors are really nice together. It's very well balanced. So solid flavors make it something that I would definitely make again. And I think it is a really nice quality of like something you could gift someone, put a nice bow on it for the holidays. I think it's totally doable for something like that for anybody on your list. So, and everybody loves a nice homemade baked gift, right? It's something from the heart. It's a gift from the heart. So this would make my list of something that I would make again and definitely gift worthy. So with that, I just want to thank you all again for coming back to the channel. So go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to see more content here, and feel free to let me know some suggestions of anything that you'd like to see us make. So I hope you have a great rest of your day and night, and we will talk to you soon. I'm gonna go enjoy this. It's good.